everyone. Yes, you finally have me in a solo video. It's gonna be good. I just want to have a little chat, talk about my experience being a father, how I found it. Obviously it's a bit different because of the pandemic and everything that was going on, so like all the tips and tricks that I saw, a lot of them was great, but a lot of the things that you'd want to do with your child, even at the early stages, it's very different, like stuff like meeting other fathers, going for walks with other parents, which is on my list, but a lot of the things that you can't do. So I'm just going to talk about a few experiences, some of the things that I've learned. I've got my phone here for notes, so if I look down it's because I'm looking at my phone. But yeah, I've got a few notes written down. This won't be a really long video, but we'll see. So I'd say tip number one, and probably I think the most important thing in my eyes, is spend time with your child. Now, as a father to a newborn or a child under one, your child spends a lot of time either playing by himself or with his mum. Obviously Flavia gives Mateo food, so naturally Mateo always gravitate to Flav. And at first it was really weird to me, and I couldn't really find my place in the sort of pyramid, because it's like mother and child and then you're just there. Like obviously you change the baby and whatnot, but it's like really hard or really difficult sometimes to find your place. So I think spending as much time, as much free time, and making free time to spend with your child is very important. I normally make sure I go for daily walks with Mateo, and it's just me and Mateo. And sometimes I'm talking at him and people think I'm crazy, but it's fine, because the children listen. At that age, they have no choice but to listen to you. They can't talk back, whether it's paying attention to me or not. But just to have a chat, we walk around. Sometimes we go to the park and play around, have that quality father-son or father-daughter time. I feel is really important, especially if you feel sort of helpless. So that would be my number one tip. My second tip I would say is try and be supportive, especially when you first come home with your child. And I know during the pandemic it's a bit different, but if anyone is a new father and trying to figure it out, when your wife is sleeping, unless you want to wake her up to feed, if she's breastfeeding, try and do it yourself in terms of taking care of the baby. So soothing the baby, changing the nappy. This is where it's like your time to shine, because obviously again you can't do the feeding, so you just have to lift your weight. So even in my case, when Mateo was like newborn, he would sleep on my chest even since the hospital. So we spent 5 days in the hospital because he had a bit of an infection. But even at the hospital, he would always sleep on my chest, and the nurses will come in and be like, oh yeah, you should let him sleep in the cot. He'll struggle sleeping, blah blah blah. Listen, if that's how you want to spend time with your child, do it. Obviously it will be a bit difficult when it comes to sleep training, because if your child's used to sleeping on you, they'll want that comfort. But if you're willing to sacrifice that, then I say do it. They grow up so quickly, and people say, oh, they grow up so quickly, and you're like, yeah, whatever. Children grow up so quickly, so those intimate moments as a father you can have with your child is really underrated. So yeah, we'll come home, or when we were back home from the hospital, Flavia would be really tired, sleeping, and I'd have Mateo on me. I don't need to sleep early, but I'm a very deep sleeper, so there'll be times I'll stay up to 4 or even 5 o'clock because I had nothing to do. I was on paternity. So then if Mateo would wake up, then I'd feed him, soothe him. If I'll change him if I have to change him, and put him back to sleep. So that was another tip. So try again. I think it sort of relates back to the first tip. Make sure you have as much time spent with your child and your family as possible. Number two, I'd say, like I said, make sure you're doing your part, so playing your role. If you can cook. If she's breastfeeding, bring her snacks, bring her drinks. Do as much as you can to make your wife or your partner or your significant other feel like she's not in it alone. So that's a really good tip I'll give. Tip number three, enjoy playing with your child. So I'm really into playing with Mateo. I feel children learn through play, and a lot of the things that they'll learn is through play. The best way I feel to do is to get involved. And when I say get involved, I'm not saying like buy your child a toy and just leave them. Like go and play, experience everything they experience there, a lot of the things will be for the first time, and it will be great to have you by their side, sorry, to experience it with them. So when it's playing, when it's watching cartoons, I'm really into Mateo's cartoons, I'm really into his toys. We even got a toy review. Everything that I can do to help him as a father and help him learn is really good. And on the topic of toys, I'm like, I spoil him. I don't care. I spoil my child. So if I nip to the shop and I see, you know, some toy and I think he'll enjoy it, I'll buy it. If he plays with it for a week and, you know, he gets rid of it, well, that's it. The toy is still there. So don't be afraid, I would say, to spoil your child. I know some people, you know, talk against it, but if you can, do. It's nice. Whenever I bring a new toy home for Mateo, he gets really excited, carries around, although he'll play with it for about 2-3 minutes, or sometimes even 2-3 days. For those 2-3 days, that £5 or even £7 sacrifice will be good. Another thing I would say is, if you are buying toys, or if you're looking to buy toys, so when Mateo was at 3 months, I was buying him 6 months plus toys. When he was at 6 months, I was buying him a year plus toys. And I'm not talking about toys that would be harmful, so toys that would be a choking hazard. But if it was like a learning toy with like keys and stuff, and it was 6 months before, I'd still buy it for him, because if he likes it and if it starts that development early, then why not? You do need to be really careful, because sometimes when it says this toy is, you know, not suitable for children under 3, look at the reasons. It might be because it has loose parts. It could be because it's a choking hazard. So that is another tip, or that is something that you might want. I don't know, you know, when I watch a lot of these videos, they're really concise. They give you the tips step by step. I'm talking about my experience. This is what I found worked for me and Mateo. It might not work for you and your little one, but just try. I think the core principles of what I'm trying to say is, spend a lot of time with your child. Do your part. Pull your weight. Don't be afraid to take your child. Give your partner time off if she needs time off. Make sure you're buying toys, like you're buying gifts. You're surprising them. You're changing his environment. He or she is not cooped up indoors all the time. What else? Fear. As they grow, they put themselves in danger really quickly, and I'm talking like split seconds. So you do really need to be aware, especially when they start walking and moving around. It takes literally Mateo 0.2 seconds to go from sitting quietly to trying to pull the TV down, or trying to eat something that he shouldn't be eating, or, you know, literally trying to put himself in danger. So it's always very important to always make sure you're aware. I think a lot of the time they say dads don't really pay attention to their kids, and things happen. You know, moms leave their child with dad, or mom leaves, you know, son or daughter with dad. I don't know why I said their child with dad, and they come back and the boy or girl has got a little scratch. Yeah, so you do need to pay attention. You do need to be attentive. That split second, if your child is secure and, you know, he or she is on your lap, or, you know, in reach, then it's fine. But if your child wanders out the room, it's never to go do anything good. I'll tell you this for sure. Whenever Mateo leaves my sight, he's either going to the kitchen to try and open the dishwasher and pull out stuff like cutlery or even a knife that he shouldn't be touching. He's trying to push down the vase. He's, you know, trying to escape. He learned how to open the door really early, so now he like tries to escape his room and stuff like that. But be present, like be with your child. If you're there with your child, don't be there doing other things. Be present with your child. So that's another, say, tip. I'm calling these tips, but it's literally my experience and things that have worked with me. So you don't really have to follow it, but, you know, follow it. It might work for you. I think that might be it for now. We might do another video where I talk about my actual experience from like when Flavie gave birth, being in the hospital, find out I'm a dad for the first time, the journey home and all of that, because that's a whole story in itself from a dad's point of view. I don't think Flavia's done her birth story, but it'd be good to hear it from a dad's point of view. But I'd love to know what you dads out there, if you've come across this video, what you're doing. How was, you know, your first 2 years or your first year of fatherhood? Did you enjoy it? Was it stressful? What were some of your experiences? Let us know in the comments any tips you'd like to share. That would be really good as well. I think that's it. Do like, comment, yeah, do like, comment and subscribe. I don't know why mine went black there. I really like this thing I'm wearing. More solo videos to come. I might even do one on dad's fashion and how to be a cool dad. Thank you very much. I don't know, I'm still talking. I should do something cool, like sing you a song, innit? 1, 2, 3, go. My baby don't mess around because she loves me so, and this I know for. Actually, no, we might get a copyright strike. Let's not do that. Flavia's coming. Yeah, the destroyer of dreams, she's coming. So I'm gonna see you guys later. Bye. Okay, so you have actually gone ahead and unlocked the bonus part. I'm going to show you guys how I actually make the alcohol base of my rum punch. As you can see, I start with Ray Nephews. I'm making it for 2.5 litres, so just pour in as much alcohol as you want. Then I actually add in my Johnson's syrup, strawberry syrup. That gives it not only the red colouring but also the sweetness as well. Add in a bit of Johnson's ginger just to give it a bit of kick and a little bit more sweetness. And this is just the alcohol base, so I actually add in the secret ingredients, which is alcohol that I have fermenting for a very long time. But maybe if you hit 10k subscribers, I'll let you know how to actually make that. But I add that in just to give it a bit more of a kick, and it is very potent. So the sweetness will actually cover the smell and the taste of alcohol, and then you can use this as your alcohol base and then add whatever fruit juice you want to it.